Hi muckers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having, it sounds so good to say that, the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel and on my video today. Okay, I've been gone for a little bit, and whenever I tell you that I have just needed a little reset, I have absolutely needed a little reset. I just have been feeling really low, and I didn't want to come on here and fake it. I didn't want to come on here and half-ass it. And I'm actually starting vlogging on my second channel. If you want to go down to the link down below and subscribe to that, there will be vlogs over there starting tonight as well. I'm just really happy to be back filming, and I hope you can see it. I mean, in my last couple of videos, I was feeling very down, and I just needed that little moment. I went back home, I reset, I just needed it, and I'm really happy to be back, and I just feel really recharged, and I'm ready to be back and cause issues. So that's why we're back today. Anyway, so we have a lot to get to, but the first thing we're going to get to is, so this Meghan Trainor situation that we're aware with Trisha Paytas. Meghan Trainor has responded to the drama, and it's not the TikTok that we watched, remember? But we will bring that up, actually. Let me bring that up as well, because I think that'd be important. But basically, Meghan Trainor is kind of throwing Trisha Paytas under the bus whenever it comes to dealing with the controversy. She's kind of talking about the situation that Trisha had in dealing with her teachers, and very much so kind of passing the blame off to Trisha, who has been very, very, very silent in this entire thing, by the way, which, I mean, for better or for worse, people are giving Trisha criticism, people are saying Trisha should be silent. We're gonna jump into that. Let me pull up this video first as well. I wasn't gonna show this, but I actually completely forgot that this was something that Meghan Trainor had done, which was go on TikTok and talk about what had happened after, you know, the teacher drama. Anyway, let me pull this up really quickly, and then we'll get into the new video. So again, this was how Meghan Trainor responded to the drama immediately, and now we have a very different response from her, but anyway, here it is.
Teachers of TikTok and teachers of the world, I recently said F teachers on a podcast, and it's not how I feel. I was fired up because we were talking about how sending your kid to school here in America is so horrific, and what all of us have to go through, but especially teachers, is not normal and not okay.
Just completely rewriting history, but that's okay.
Podcast, and I knew her history with her teachers.
Okay, this is an important note. So Meghan Trainor keeps talking about like Trisha's history with her teachers. Now, as we're aware, that is Trisha on Frenemies herself has said about teachers that were, you know, she said that I don't want to repeat the stories because, again, but with one teacher in particular, there was a story that Trisha told on Frenemies, and she said that there was reports and all this information, and when people looked into it, this wasn't true, and this was actually about a man that is no longer alive, and the family were very confused at the story that Trisha was saying, and that is the story that Meghan Trainor is referring to, which is a very problematic story to bring up because it is one of the biggest issues people have with Trisha Paytas nowadays is that story that she told on Frenemies. And I mean, it was so bad that Ethan Klein ended up removing the entire Frenemies episode because of that story months later. So to bring this one up, Meghan Trainor is getting a lot of backlash for as well. But anyway, in the new apology, she does reference it again. But anyway, hold on.
And I knew my husband's history with his teachers, and I was bullied by some teachers. So in that moment, I got angry and said, F teachers, F those specific human beings back in the day. But I did not mean that to all teachers. I love teachers. I fight for teachers. I think they have the hardest job. And
I just love rewriting. I love teachers. I love teachers. Y'all are my favorite people. I don't know about that.
Underpaid. They're the most unappreciated when they literally...
Yeah, when you're telling them to go fuck themselves. Oh my god, the sunlight is coming in on my face, right?
Raise all of us. I don't want to make excuses. I'm just so sorry. I'm so sorry to any teachers who I may feel bad. And I will remind myself that my words definitely could have a consequence. And I will be more careful. Love you all so much.
Love you too, Meghan! Anyway, one thing that is important to note in all this is Meghan Trainor is doing something very tactically smart right now, which is, so by the way, we have the clip of the teacher thing, and then we have, so the new statement that she has released on it. So we may as well watch this teacher thing. It's like 30 seconds, then we'll get on to the new one. But what I want to say is Meghan Trainor is doing a very smart PR move right now, which is something that family channels do a lot, because at her core now, that's what Meghan Trainor is. She completely diverted the attention away from the teacher scandal to the fact that she's having a new baby. And I'm not saying like, oh, like her just talking about her baby is, you know, trying to change the narrative. The day after she posted that apology, she started teasing her gender reveal of her new baby. And then she went on talk shows to reveal the gender of the baby. So she was going on talk shows, not talking about all the criticism and the backlash, and I mean the immense mainstream media backlash, but instead was able to talk about her new baby. And of course, no one's going to diss on her when she's talking about something so exciting as her new baby. It's a tactical approach that a lot of people do whenever they're pregnant and they're in controversy to try segue people away from talking about scandals that they're in, because they'll make them feel bad about coming after like a pregnant woman who's celebrating something. So anyway, this was the clip again before we get to the new apology.
And she's a child star that turned out like beautiful.
Very
you know
fucking cool, very down to earth, very real.
Your husband, like I feel like he seems like
he's
down to
one
earth.
of the few, because every time I see him with all like in old stuff, like when we're watching him act,
yeah,
I'm like, what happened to that boy? He's like, drugs. I'm like, what happened to that one? And he's like, rehab. I'm like, what about this one? And like, died.
And you know,
the hierarchy complex, but I've already said that.
He never did. He never went.
No, he never went like hardcore. He was very normal. He went right to school.
Oh.
So he got bullied.
He
like,
was,
pants
Yeah.
in front of the whole school. Yeah.
Oh, for being like a child actor?
For being a star.
Yeah, those movies were iconic. Like
Dude,
Spy Kids.
And
was
like
iconic.
the principal, he was like, just be chill. Like, I'm going to come to school. I'm like 8 years old. Like, everyone be nice. The principal made an announcement. Like, the Spy Kid is coming to our school.
Oh, God.
And he was like, what?
Why did they do that? Yeah, it's hard. I guess
So-
that's hard. It's just that is jealousy. Christina always says that too. But I
So
get
he was
that, but-
humbled.
Yeah, no, but
We're
I mean,
homeschooling our kids.
yeah, I
I'll let you know how it goes.
goes.
So
Okay,
far,
yeah.
it's been fucking-
And that's where they should have stopped it.
Yeah.
But
I heard it's great. Like people have like homeschooling
It's
meetings
great.
and yeah.
And there's so many teachers out here that are so nice and kind. And
Yeah.
that will come to your
that's where you would stop it. Editor, you would cut it after this part, but
house. And
you like the drama.
do a whole thing. Our teacher, can I say that? Our teacher that we have like takes pictures all damn day, and we have like a shared album.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
best.
cool.
Like
If I have to work and they have like 3 hours of school, and then he sends me pictures.
I love that, and that's like all they need. The school they really drag out, right? With like recess and like
Yeah.
free time and study time. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
even-
Oh my god, social interactions for children. Ah!
When you're in high school and you're homeschool, I see all these kids that are like, I had 2 hours of work,
Yeah.
and then I went and did like yard work and like learned real life things.
yeah, no, it's
Like,
so
oh,
much
fuck
better.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so much better. So I feel like that's where it goes.
Let's save our kids.
But we love Hillary now.
We love you. We love you.
Yeah, she is great. That was great. And this is the best interview. Oh my god, I was like,
I just want you to come back every week.
I love it.
Please come back.
I'll come back whenever. We'll
We're
do the cold
innocent.
plunge.
We're sweet.
Yeah,
all
it's
we
the
want to talk
cold
about is your
plunge.
squirting.
You guys
and we love
know.
you.
Everything is so amazing.
I just think it's so
You're the
fascinating.
best.
Oh my god, did they cut it out? They cut it out! They cut it out! I was waiting for it and it cut out! Oh my god, they edited it out. Shady! Can we talk about how I have like disliked the video? They cut it out. Anyway, let's hear what they have to say. And basically referencing that Trisha had issues and she was bouncing off of that, basically. So an easy way out.
Friends and family, we just wanted to hop on real quick before we get into this amazing episode with Nora McInerney. I mostly wanted to jump on here
The deep breathing. Ah, yes, Meghan Trainor, you're a true YouTuber at heart.
and address what happened in last week's episode with Trisha Paytas. I wanted to apologize again.
Sorry, there's just something so comical about Meghan writing so hard for Trisha in that podcast episode, being like, against all odds, like, nobody wants me to talk to you, I love you, I want to hang out with you, and that's like the only time, actually not the only time, people have let me know of other times Meghan Trainor's got cancelled, but like a big time Meghan Trainor's got cancelled, and she was writing so hard for Trisha. Look at that.
To all of the teachers out there that I may have offended or hurt, I've lost a lot of sleep and cried myself to sleep a lot, not because of internet hate, I'm used to that, but thinking or wondering or knowing that I hurt so many innocent people with my words when I got heated in a conversation about a specific teacher that hurt her feelings. So
She's putting it all off on Trisha! She's blaming Trisha! Now, okay, here's my thing. As much as my feelings on Trisha Fishy, Fishy Trishy, are so mixed, Trisha really was not the one steering that conversation. It was Meghan Trainor. So Meghan Trainor is using the Mr. Riney or Mr. Riney, I think it was one of the two. That specific, situation with Trisha that Trisha spoke about that then, just everything was being, you know, we'll not get into it. You're aware of what I'm talking about, right? You're aware. The one that, you know, Ethan had to remove an entire episode in which, you know, because he didn't want to platform what she was saying anymore. About just that specific one. Meghan Trainor is using that story, using Trisha to get out of a controversy. She's using the Mr. Riley conversation to get out of this by saying that the only reason she said fuck teachers was because of him, basically, and Trisha bringing him up. But when you watch it, that's really not what happened. It was Meghan Trainor directing the conversation. So she is 100% throwing Trishy Fishy under the bus here. And it's interesting because Trisha stayed silent the entire time throughout Meghan Trainor getting, you know, cancelled for this. So maybe that's Meghan Trainor's way of being like, you know, you didn't stand up for me, so I'm going to throw you under the bus. But she's 100% blaming Trisha here for her, you know, being so heated in that moment that she wanted to defend Trisha Paytas. I think this boils down to the fact that Trisha didn't speak up for Meghan whenever Meghan was getting a bunch of criticism for a conversation they were both having. But it was Meghan that was directing the conversation. But it's insane to me that, like, she's now just throwing Trisha under the bus whenever the last episode she was writing so hard for how much she loved Trisha. What happened? What happened, Meghan?
So I want you to know that I'm on this platform and I hear and recognize how powerful my words are, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings, especially teachers. I love teachers. My dad was a teacher.
She's throwing Trisha under the bus here.
But I couldn't imagine nowadays what it's like to be a teacher, to go to school every day in fear.
I don't think she realizes that she was directly the one that was continuing that conversation. Trisha was so boring on the episode, for better or for worse, but she didn't start it.
And they're so underappreciated, underpaid.
We're aware. That's why we were shocked at you saying that.
So much. And I hope you know that I'm not on this platform trying to spread hate to all teachers. I love all of you, and I'm working on myself every day. We're working on ourselves to be better people. I'm trying to spread love and happiness and joy, and I will work on myself.
And I am doing a bad job of it.
Moving forward, and I'm so sorry. There's no excuses for my words.
There's no excuses, but it was Trisha's fault. It was Trisha's fault. I was talking about a story that was, you know, affecting her life. That's why I said it.
Hope someday y'all can forgive me in your own time.
The deep breaths.
And I'm going to try to be better every single day. And thanks for calling me out. And thanks for helping us.
Thanks for calling me out.
We see that you care about us. And thanks for listening to our pod.
That was great.
Did we? Sorry, you just hear my Bonnie snoring, my dog. That was great. That was so great.
Yeah, it's called working on it. We're continuing to work on everything every day. And yeah, I guess there's a lot of you guys listening and paying attention and watching, and we appreciate you. And yeah, I love you, Meghan. You're a great person, and I know that.
And Trisha's a horrible. Like, is this where the conversation's going? Jesus Christ.
You don't really have many hateful bones in your body at all. So that
Thanks, bro.
Okay.
All right. So.
Alright, well, I wanted to bring that up because I haven't seen people really talk about the fact that, like, they're literally passing everything off as, like, the only reason they said fuck teachers was because they were so, you know, heated about a situation with Trisha and a teacher. They're using that situation to kind of get out of this and throw Trisha under the bus. I want to know your opinion of it. Let me hear down below. But yeah, she's 100% blaming and throwing her under the bus. Let me know, we'll talk about it down below. Again, I'm going to be vlogging on my second channel. Please go over and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye. Working on it. Not good enough, but apparently we are.